guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Ariella. I am a second-year medical student, and today I'm going to take you through my first week of school as a second-year med student. So I started school today. If you guys watched my last vlog, you know that yesterday I went on a very long hike. It was about 8.5 miles, took up basically the whole day, and so I didn't really do any preparation for today at all. And my brother left this morning, which is why I didn't film anything this morning, but I caught up on my Anki cards. I had about 500 to do. I can show you the situation that's happening right now. So we have got lunch, which is Indian, like dal. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's really good. And I have also started taking notes on my second lecture of the morning. I finished the first one, which was just an introduction. It's not up on my screen right now because I want to maintain the professor's privacy, but we are starting off the lecture with just a review of GI anatomy. As you guys can see, I've actually switched to OneNote for my notes this trimester. I'm hoping that this is going to work out. I think I like the features in OneNote a little bit better than GoodNotes and Notability, simply based on the fact that I can write on the side of the PowerPoint without actually having to write on the PowerPoint, so it gives me a lot more room for notes over here. I also really enjoy the organization, the fact that you can separate things into notebooks, have different sections of each notebook, and then each PowerPoint is its own note. So I am pretty excited about this right now. We'll see how it goes. So just a little bit on, like, I guess what my second year is like, and this is definitely going to vary over many different medical schools. I have friends in other med schools who are in totally different courses than what I'm about to talk about. But for us, the first term is broken up into a number of different courses. So we're taking a small GI course, a surgery and ENT course, a reproductive gynecology and endocrinology course, and then we have our normal OMM and primary care skills courses, which include our labs. So that's basically how everything is broken up. It's not like last year where we have one big course for the entire trimester and then we take individual subsections of that course. These are actually broken up into multiple smaller credit courses. This morning, I guess it's afternoon now, I have some GI lectures to get through and some primary care skills stuff. I also have to film some things because our activities fair this year is going to be virtual, and so because I know how to use Final Cut, I'm going to be editing it all, so I have to film and edit that portion. And I also am working on the vlog that you guys would have already watched if you saw the day before med school video. So that's basically what's going to happen today, and I'm pretty excited. It was a little hectic this morning because my brother was getting ready to leave and I hadn't prepared at all for school, so I kind of had to figure out everything as I went. But it's about 1 o'clock now. I have 3 lectures left to watch and all my Anki cards are done, so far so good. Yeah, I'll see you guys if there's anything else to update you on later.
In some places, you're going to find keratin that's not abnormal. So wherever there's abrasion from mastication, like the hard palate, the dorsal surface of the tongue.
Just checking in here, guys. It's 3 o'clock now, and I have 1 lecture left. The lecture I think is about an hour long, so I'm going to watch that, and then I'm waiting for the light on my deck. The sun is kind of pointing right down at it right now, and I want to wait until the sun gets behind the trees a little before I film anything out there, just to make sure that the lighting is consistent. So hopefully by the time I finish this lecture that will be the case and I can start editing for the night. The PCOM dermatologist. Oh my god, why can't I say this? Okie dokie, guys, so I just finished all of my lectures. I actually went outside and filmed my video clips that I need to get done already because it looks like it's gonna thunderstorm pretty soon and I didn't want to be on the deck and have it just downpour on me. So I did that already. And I finished up this last lecture. It was really interesting. It was a primary care skills lecture on substance abuse, alcohol abuse, and also domestic partner violence, how you approach that as a student physician or as a physician. So I thought it was really interesting. It gave me some good ideas for how to potentially approach future patients. So now that I've watched that lecture, I'm going to move on to my GI Anki cards, like I said before, try and get some of those done, help facilitate learning them while I'm also in the process of learning the GI block, and hopefully that concomitant board studying and class material studying helps me get a better grade. I don't know. Let's do it. Good morning, guys. So it is Tuesday. I didn't film anything else yesterday. I just did exactly what I said I was gonna do. I ended up finishing the video that I want to post this Wednesday, which is the last video you guys would have seen. It's my day before med school Franconia Ridge hike video, which is definitely one of my favorite videos I've ever made. I thought it was so cool and captures some nostalgia really well for me, so I really enjoyed that. It's about 6:45 right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the shower. I was hoping that I would be able to do a workout today, but I think I'm more sore than I was yesterday, so I might do some light yoga before bed tonight, but I think I'm gonna skip the workout, to be honest. And we're gonna start off our day like I always do with my daily step 1 question and my Anki cards. Gotta start with coffee.
Exam are cumulative. This is a change from last year. Last year, we actually had a series of quizzes.
Okay guys, so as you saw, I actually ended up watching the first lecture this morning. Someone mentioned something about attendance and not taking a final exam, which turned out to be completely untrue. But since I was there, I just watched it anyway. And then I actually did a video chat with my friend, and he helped me set up my Anki so that I can search and create filtered decks based on the tags, because mine wasn't working and it was just a nightmare to figure out. But everything's good now, so it's 9:30 and I am going to get started on the 400 Anki cards that I have to do today. Not too bad. I think I have either 2 or 3 other lectures today. Once I'm finished with these cards, I'll start those. I already uploaded and created a thumbnail for the video that I'm uploading tomorrow, or it's already uploaded, but it's scheduled for tomorrow. Less to do today than I had yesterday, just because yesterday I didn't have any prep done, and today I definitely prepped a little bit more, so it's no card time. So I actually just went through all my review cards on Anki. I'm gonna save the new cards that I said I was gonna do until later because it's already 11 and I have only watched that one lecture that I attended in person. So it's getting a little late for lectures. So I wanna start doing those now, and then I will pick back up the new cards later on. We may or may not have a quiz tonight on the first lecture that we had today. I don't really know. So I might start preparing for that just in case we do have it tonight. That's where I'm at. I made some tea. Hey guys, so I recently just ran into a problem while I was trying to do something. Apparently on OneNote, you can't search PDFs when you import them as a printout, which is just not gonna work for me because I need to be able to search through chapters and lectures in order to be able to find things. So I am currently switching all of my PDFs from the PowerPoints and all of the scribe notes from the previous years over to Notability, and that's what I'll be using for the foreseeable future. So unfortunately, I really wanted to use OneNote. I thought that the organization was so much better, but the fact that you can't easily search PDF documents isn't gonna work, so oh well. Okay, so we found out that our quiz is today. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, can't remember. It's been a mess of a day. I watched the lecture this morning and I'm going to go through the PowerPoint, just make sure that I have all of that. And then we also have 39 pages of the textbook assigned to read. I'm not usually a big textbook person, but apparently this professor's quizzes are highly based on this textbook, or at least in part based on the textbook. So I'm going to go through that before the quiz at 6 o'clock. I can take it any time from 6 to 9, but I would rather not dilly-dally. I want to just get it over with. It's only 5 questions, 20 minutes. 4 minutes per question is pretty decent. I'm happy with that. At least now I know that every time we have a surgery lecture, we will have a quiz on that material. Textbook reading means couch review. Okay friends, so I ended up doing some more Anki cards. I finished the 39 pages of surgery text that we needed to read. I kind of skimmed through it a little bit. I didn't really do a very in-depth reading just because I felt like the lecture and having the scribe notes going through the scribe notes was enough, but fingers crossed, we'll see. Since I had extra time, I went through those Anki cards and now I'm just gonna take a quick break, watch a couple YouTube videos, have some water and some kombucha before I maybe start to delve into the Boards and Beyond and first aid review. I looked up there because my book is upstairs. Definitely wanna start utilizing a ton more boards resources, because if I start using them now and I start learning the high yield concepts now and I continue reviewing them by doing my regular Anki reviews, I feel like I'll be pretty well set up for boards. So I know this is probably boring just hearing me talk about all this stuff, but I'm really not doing anything, and it especially is pretty boring because I'm just here in my apartment instead of on campus. But yeah, what can you do? Okay guys, so I ended up taking my quiz and I got a good grade on it, which is a great start to the semester. It was pretty easy, so I'm not that surprised, but I'm still glad I did well. And I've gotten everything else that I needed to do done today. I think I'm just gonna let myself relax because I know that there's definitely gonna be nights coming up in the semester where I can't just relax and have this free time. So that's all I'm gonna do for Tuesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. All right guys, welcome back. It's Wednesday. I have 3 lectures today, one of which I will be watching live because it's right before my OMM lab and it's on the same topic, so I want to make sure that I have all that information before I start the OMM lab. So I think the game plan today is get as many Anki cards out of the way in the morning as I can. At 9 o'clock, start watching those lectures that are scheduled. They've already been uploaded, they're not live, so I'm just going to watch them at 2x speed. I already downloaded one of them. Hopefully be done by around 5 o'clock today because we have someone coming over, but we'll see if I have to do extra work after they leave. So I'm back up here at my desk because it is finally cool enough to be here. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the day, but it turns out that my lecture that I thought was gonna be live is actually already recorded and uploaded to our recording service, so I'm just gonna power through and watch that as well because the lab that I have today is on the same content as the lecture. So I'd like to review that before I get to my lab at 2 o'clock. Sorry for the poor lighting in general in this video because we have to keep the blinds closed in order to keep it cool in the apartment. So that's just the way it has to be. Hopefully when I move in a couple weeks in my new apartment, the filming situation will be better because it's just annoying to have low quality footage because of the lighting. But I finished my lectures and I've been going through a couple Anki cards. Other than the lab that I have today at 2, I have no other actual commitments or assignments. So I think today is going to be a big Anki day for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the topics of GI that we have learned so far these past 3 days, try and find Boards and Beyond and first aid resources that match with those, and then based on the tags on the Anki deck that I can use, I can quiz myself on those specific cards by creating a find deck. My friend just taught me how to do this. I'm very excited. So I think today is going to be a lot of new cards for me just because I do have that extra time today. But first, it's 11:45 right now and I'm going to make lunch. I opened up the window because it started raining here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's doing a really weird sun shower right now. Kind of strange. And we go right back to note cards. Hello guys, so what's happened? I had my OMM lab. It was not as weird as I thought it was gonna be. I guess I should face into the light, huh? It wasn't as weird as I thought it was gonna be. It was actually totally fine. Once we move to labs in person, it'll probably be a little bit more normal. Right now, I'm gonna work on editing for a little bit just to take a break from doing all the med school stuff. I finished up my Ankis other than I think like 8 cards that I still need to review because I keep getting them wrong. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and watch one more or a couple more Boards and Beyond videos and do some of those Anki cards and just prepare for tomorrow, get my lectures downloaded and uploaded onto my iPad. Maybe once I do that, I will take you guys exactly through what process I take to get ready for upcoming lectures. Maybe that'll be fun. All right, so first things first, I always export the PowerPoint as a PDF and I just throw it onto a med school folder on my computer. All right, so now it's a PDF and I am going to airdrop this PDF onto my iPad. We'll open it up in Notability and create a new note. Change the name to PPIs, H2 blockers, and antacids. I'm going to put it into my week 1 for GI folder. And here we are. So I annotate right onto this for now. Last semester I was annotating onto the scribe notes and I really don't think it makes that much of a difference. I am waiting on my other lecture to be uploaded because at the moment it is not available, and that lecture actually has audio embedded into the PowerPoint, which is really annoying because you can't speed that up. So once that gets uploaded, I will show you guys how I deal with that. Okay, so this is the PowerPoint and I can see that there's audio on it. So all I do is I click File in the top left, Export. I choose a location where I want it to go. So I'll pick my desktop and then change the file format to an MP4 and hit export. And then depending on how long the PowerPoint is, this can take like 20 to 30 minutes sometimes. So the progress bar is down at the bottom.
I don't think so. I was fully just like reaching forwards. My mom was guiding me places. I was just reaching randomly. I have no idea what
Good morning, guys. So we ended up staying up pretty late last night. So it's already 8 o'clock and I haven't done anything this morning. That's okay because since I had lab yesterday, the next half of students have to have lab today. So I have a lot of extra free time today. So it's not a big deal that I slept in. It's nice and cool outside this morning, so I'm gonna try and get a quick run in and then I will catch up with you after. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can start doing work by like 9:30, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna really quickly run you through what exactly I have to do today. There's a fly up there. He's chilling. So I am gonna start the day like I normally do with my daily USMLE question. It became questions because I do 2 of them now, but same thing. I think I'm actually going to start watching my lectures first just because I'm kind of in a lecture watching mood, which doesn't happen very often. So I've got 4 of those today, and then obviously continue working on my Anki, maybe watch some more Boards and Beyond video reviews, and then I also have an active learning session tomorrow. Luckily, the Boards and Beyond video that I watched yesterday kind of went over all the pathophysiology of the exact case that we're gonna go through tomorrow, so I kind of already know what's going on, but I'm still going to just skim through that and make sure I can answer any questions about it. And then last, I have to film a video that is gonna go up after this one. That's a sneak peek. And yeah, we're just gonna get to work. Okay, 2 lectures down. I just watched my surgery lecture on postoperative care, and then I also just watched my pharmacology lecture on H2 receptor blockers, PPIs, and antacids. So next up is going to be a GI lecture on the liver and biliary system, and I think I also have an OMM lecture later today. That's definitely going to be like lower priority because it's not super important that I finish that one up since I've already done my lab. Yeah, I think it's about 11 o'clock now, so we're making decent time even though I woke up pretty late today. Okay guys, 1 more lecture down and 1 to go, but before I do that, I'm actually gonna film my Lululemon haul and then make some lunch and maybe touch base and see exactly what is my priority starting after lunch, just because it's not super important for me to watch that OMM lecture. But if I'm in the mood to watch the lecture, usually I let myself just get it out of the way. So I'm gonna head downstairs and start filming this haul, and then I will check back in. Okay guys, so starting off lunch with just some eggs and kimchi, and then I'm going to move on and create a salad later and then get back to work. Look at this massive salad. I'm very excited. Last up, Pop-Tart. Finally, my last lecture is done. Awesome. So I think I'm going to start off with Anki cards and then switch partway through to doing some review for surgery and also reviewing the active learning case. So when I get to those, I'll kind of show you what's going on, but I just want to get started on the Anki cards a little bit because I'm a little bit behind. I have about 500 to do today and it's already 1 p.m. So I'm a little worried that I might not get them done, but we'll see how it goes, and I'll give you more specifics on my reviews later when I get to them. Okay, so it's about 3:30 now, 3:35, and my surgery quiz opens up at 5 o'clock, so I'm just gonna go through all the resources that I can potentially find for this quiz. I'm going to study up on the scribe notes from last year, and then also we have some practice tests from like 2008. They're really old, but they're a good way to test your knowledge even if they're not necessarily going to be very similar to your questions. Back in 2008, a lot of the questions were more first order style, and now in 2020, we like to make our questions second and third order in order to prepare us for boards really well. So even if they're not exactly what's going to be on the quiz, they're still nice to refresh and make sure that I can tell which areas I need to brush up on. And then I probably also have another 40-page reading to do, so I'm going to try and do all of that before 5 o'clock. Okay, so I got tired of studying for surgery. What I'm doing now is I watched the Boards and Beyond lecture on gastric hormones yesterday. And so I'm just taking my notes from the gastric hormones lecture about gastrin and Zollinger-Ellison syndrome and typing them into a document because our active learning session tomorrow is on Zollinger-Ellison syndrome. And so I'm just going through like the normal pathophysiology and how this changes it. I'm going to insert some pictures for myself to reference, and then I'm going to go through the actual case and look at the like quote unquote patient's labs and things, write down anything that might be remarkable or interesting and anything that might point toward Zollinger-Ellison and a gastrinoma. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Attaches to the coccyx and attaches to the
Okay, let's chat. So I decided that I'm just not gonna do any more schoolwork tonight. I feel like I'm getting that feeling where I get all geared up to do work and then I can't bring myself to even look at the information. It almost makes me feel like viscerally upset. I don't know, not like nauseous, but kind of like just a complete aversion. So I think if I keep pushing myself and I keep forcing myself to study, I'm going to head straight to burnout town. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna wake up early tomorrow morning before we have our lecture, which I'm going to attend live. That's the plan. I think I'm just going to keep editing videos because that kind of helps me relax, and then watch some YouTube videos, but I'm gonna put away the schoolwork for now. It's already 7:30, so it's already getting kind of close to the time that I would stop doing work anyway. So yeah, take care of your mental health too while you're in medical school. I feel like I see a lot of medical students on YouTube push themselves so far that they just can't emotionally or physically handle everything that's going on. And I feel like the key to being able to avoid those kinds of situations is to just take a step back and understand when you need a break, either mentally or physically. All right, yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for today, and I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. Can't talk much because it's already 7:34, and so for the next 20 minutes I'm gonna make myself a coffee and then try and do my GI Anki cards before lecture at 8. Lecture goes from 8 to 9:30, and then at 9:30 I have a quiz on normal GI physiology. So that's why I want to get those note cards done early. So I'm gonna skip the USMLE question. I skipped my run this morning, and we're gonna try and get everything in those 40 minutes. Let's do it. Yum. I took my quiz. I was stressed for nothing again. I also met with my active learning session group to go through the questions. So we went through and answered those. And then at 1 o'clock, we have to present them to the faculty. I'm assuming they're gonna like call on each group and tell them, answer this question. So until then, I'm just going to do some Anki cards, and then my active learning will be over and my Friday will be free, sort of, because I have to study for a quiz that I have on Monday and another quiz that I have in primary care skills on Monday. I don't think it's actually a quiz, but it's kind of like a clinical assessment. We're going to be given a case and we have to figure out what's going on, present our findings to the physicians, kind of like if we were presenting a real patient. I'm trying to take some breaks, so I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos during lunch, drink my smoothie. This is peach, pineapple, ginger, and mango, and banana and water. Then I'll get back onto the Yankee cards, which I feel like is a sentence that I've said about 20 times in this vlog already. Another little sun shower. You can't really tell. That's so funny. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna end the video off here. I have a lot of editing to do this weekend because I have vlogs, videos, and then I also have our activities fair videos that are gonna be virtual that I need to edit. So I think I'm gonna save myself the time, and honestly, I'm not really doing anything else interesting today other than watching Boards and Beyond videos and doing note cards, so that's not really that fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know my week gets pretty repetitive and kind of redundant. That's just kind of how it is in medical school. You kind of wake up, eat, study, sleep, and do that many days a week. It was definitely a good week, a little stressful, I'm not gonna lie. We had a lot of assessments that I wasn't really ready for, and maybe that's my fault for not taking a look at the syllabi, but to be honest, things were a little bit disorganized, and I think that's to be expected coming into this semester. Not really sure what the status of in-person learning is going to be, so I definitely understand it, and I definitely have been able to roll with the punches, but I'm hoping that next week is going to feel a little bit better for me. You guys know me, I'm not really a big stressor, and so that kind of stuff doesn't really bother me that much, but it is more convenient when I know what's going on. So hopefully next week will be better, and thank you so much for watching. Subscribe down below and let me know what kind of videos you would like to see in the future, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!